We'll get hypocrite. Next question. Every week forever, no. You know, I'm definitely doing a vlog for this first year, and we'll see how it goes, what that morphs into. See, the cool thing about the channel is that we can just basically change, you know, every week. It's the web, so we don't do like TV seasons. We're able to do things a little bit more fluidly. So like we did the vlog from VidCon, and I'm doing a live vlog tomorrow at the YouTube site, which I don't know how that's going to go, guys. But the good thing is it's like, well, if it's not good that way, next week we do a different thing. So that's what's great about the show. You know, definitely, I should have built in a hiatus. So, didn't think about it, guys. Sometimes I think that's a good idea and I don't think it through. But for you know, I love doing, I'll always be on the channel doing something. And if you're going to come to our panel on Saturday, we'll have some cool announcements about, you know, new things that are going to be on the channel that you guys can interact with. I don't know, I know you're in the Magical Fantasy group. Yeah, so you'll just come Saturday. Next question. How did I come up with the idea for doing this under the blog? Well, YouTube asked us to come in and pitch a channel. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can make a bunch of episodes at once. What am I going to do? I mean, when you start learning how to do PowerPoint, guys, that's when the business stuff gets real. And it's not, you know, I love creating worlds. I love doing things like the guild. But like doing this channel and being able to create a home for the things that I love outside of just one show was really, you know, something important to me. Because that way, you know, hopefully for years that we'll all have this community that we make new things for, and you know, under the banner of this, we always have this thing happen, and you know, a good forum where you know you're gonna meet cool people. Like that was really my goal, because having a place where you can feel safe and inclusive, you know, that's something I always look for in my life. So why not help make something like that? So we put together a deck. And we reached out to people we love, like Dark Horse and Will Eaton and Veronica Belmont, and I was like, hey, I need to do a show every week. Let's do this thing where I just do whatever the hell I want every week, because then nobody can hold me to anything. So yeah, that was basically the goal, and we went in and pitched it. And, you know, they only picked like, you know, 90 channels, and you're one of them, and you're one of the small ones, and you know, we're here at Comic-Con. Like that's a pretty cool story. Thank you. Thank you guys. And the name, I was actually brainstorming on a road trip. And I was like, okay, I want to have the word geek in there, but you know, it could sound really cheesy. Because everybody uses the word geek, and it's kind of, you know, but I'm like, I feel like that's what I represent, but let's make it new and fresh. And it was like geek area. It's like the horriblest ideas on my dashboard as I drove. And I was like thinking about this hipster coffee shop I wanted to stop in San Francisco for. And I'm like, huh, I kind of like that hipster thing. Sundry, that's a good word, because I put it in the guild one year. If you watch the guild, it's one of those episodes. I'm like, that kind of sounds cool. And then we made this awesome logo, Lisa, and you know, and she came up with this great idea of putting a circle, and I was like, hey, that's cool, because sundry means anything. So it doesn't have to be something that somebody thinks was totally geeky. It's like, and that's what I think, you know, geek and nerd, people throw that word around, and I think a lot of it, sometimes when you feel like you're really organic to it, you feel like, hey, everybody using that word is cheapening it. So, but at the end of the day, I think the best interpretation of the word is that if you just love something and you want to live it as part of your life, like that's being a geek about whatever it is. So I felt like, you know, that whole idea of geek and sundry is like everything under the sun that just includes people's passions. And yeah, that's how I came up with it. It was a really bad road trip. Next question. Only the front row. There's the bold people right there. Yeah, how long does it take to record a vlog? And then for Day 5, do I have a list? I had like a master list of things that I just like on a spreadsheet. But every week I want to keep it fresh. And so I'm you know, a little OCD about it. I don't want to link something I don't really feel like this is linkable. It has to be something I would tweet. And we shoot like three in one batch. So that's the only way I can actually do it, because I'm so busy doing everything else. But the segments we did a lot of them in advance, and then some of them as we go along when our desks are available. But you know, we have to shoot a little bit in advance. This one tomorrow is going to go up Monday, so we'll see how that works. And Goodness for Britt and Sean Becker, and a guild director who also does a blog with me. And it's really just the three of us that do the show, and a sound guy, like literally. So it's a lot of work, you know, but it's really fun. And the cool thing is, like, the whole point I wanted to do that was that I could meet independent comics. Like, even if 1,000 people click on that guy's comment, like, that's significant for him. Same thing with tabletop, like, some of these game developers are really small, and if, like, 500 people buy their games because of our show, like, that's a really good year for that person, or it makes a significant contribution to them, and that's what I feel like the power of the internet has to do. Like, I was like, had a tiny show that nobody knew about, and people liked it and made it cool. If I could use that power to pay it forward a little bit to other independent people, like, that's why I wanted to do a Free Buy, because that was, you know, my way to point people's eyes in something they might like. Next question from the Facebook back. Always like a time problem for me. Like, I always have really good ideas for another comic book I'd like to do, or like another, like a TV show even, you know, or a book. I'd like to write a book, or a game. But I'm not a real gamer sometimes. On the internet. I will write a game, just so they can't say that anymore. Or an app or something like that. No, I mean, it's really, honestly, like something, I have the privilege of having a lot of different options, and it's just a question of like, doing the creative stuff. I don't know, who out here makes like videos or writes or creates something from scratch? Yeah, a lot of us are here because we're glad, you know, we're creative people, and you know, you have to have that space to be able to protect yourself, to be able to mess up, and to create something from scratch. It takes a lot of like stillness in your life, and unless you can carve that out for yourself and really indulge your muse in a way, and be willing to write something really awful in order to get somewhere good, you can't really make anything that's really, you know, significant, I think. And that's the challenge that, and I always try to be, like, I don't want to make something just to make it. I always want to make sure that everything I make is 100%, and it might not be 100% in everybody's eyes, but at least I know I gave everything I could, and I guess that's the only thing we can ask of each other. So, you know, as the channel goes on, you know, the more I want to, like, branch out and do other things as well. But, like, having you centered here as my heart is something that's so important to me, because the internet is where I owe everything. You know, I wouldn't be here unless it was with you guys' clicks on the internet. So.